In the previous video, I had to dig out these how to draw books. I bought this when I was in college in the hopes that it'll help improve my drawing. I didn't go to art school and we're not exactly rich, so these were the resources I could afford. In retrospect, the 18-year-old me would have loved to be able to draw armor like this, but now that I've become a professional, I wonder how well I can draw a cover like this. This is not meant to put down the artist who made the original cover art. I think they did a fantastic job. It's more of a test of skill for me and probably redemption as well because I remember how frustrated my younger self felt struggling to draw things like these. So in today's video, I'll be redrawing this cover and comparing it to the original one to see how well I did. Before we do this, let's break down this artwork first and analyze how they drew it. I will dig out their links and put them in the description. I'm not gonna explain how I construct the body here because I already made a video about it, which you can find at the eye icon on the top right. I have to say, I'm not used to these big head anime styles anymore. It's just not my cup of tea. I've always preferred the Final Fantasy-esque style and proportions. Because of the bulky armor, it can be quite hard to imagine where the torso falls. Anyway, here's what I came up with. By breaking the drawing down to basic shapes, it helps me to see anything strange or awkward. For starters, I'm a bit bothered by his head. That bulky chest plate is really throwing me off, but to my eyes, it looks like his chin merged with his neck. I tried putting some under chin so that it looks better. The torso I think is bent a bit forward. If you're a knight in shining armor, I would imagine you'd hop and puff your chest to show strength. Overall, the pose feels robotic to me. Probably because of that armor. Surprisingly, I don't really have much issue about the girl apart from that big head which is torturing me. Now let's do a redraw. We'll start by drawing a curve to indicate how we want to bend the spine. Then a line above it so that we know where we'll position the shoulders. For the head, let's make it look in the opposite direction the body is facing. This will give the character a more heroic pose. For the arms, let's focus more on the right arm. Instead of bending it outward, let's bend it inward, which looks more natural. We're also going to bend the left arm slightly so it looks less stiff. For the legs, let's make the thighs longer and add some muscles because, they're warriors, so they train a lot. We'll still do the closed fist, but just making it angle appropriate. Because of that, we will also point the sword in the opposite direction. We will have to move the princess later once we finish the details on the knight. I'm gonna have to search for some medieval armor and see what tweaks I can do for the design. I don't really want this extreme bulk on the chest plate, but I'm gonna try to keep it as close to the original as possible. We have to pay close attention to the volume because armor is metal, so it has to look like it is wrapping around the body solidly. Case in point, these shoulder plates. I don't mind the design, but I'm not sure about the volume, so let's make some proper adjustments. By the way, if you want a refresher about volume, check the video on the top right of the screen and the links in the description. Now, instead of a chainmail, I'll just draw a dark sleeve just because I'm not in the mood to do some textures. I changed the design of the bum braces and the greaves just so it looks sleeker. We're still going to add the cape. I'm also modifying the helmet so that it wraps around the head better, and we're going to change this stiff feather thing and make it softer and more wispy. Don't worry, we'll finalize this on tie down, which is what we're going to do right now. I'm gonna try to make the facial style as close as possible. When I was browsing this book, I kinda noticed something. For a drawing guidebook, they don't really show step by step on how they drew these characters. They only show the detailed sketch and the cleanup, which kinda beats the purpose in my opinion. Like, if I'm a beginner, I'd be so confused how they started the drawing. There's so much white space here that you can add a couple more construction sketches. Granted, this is issue 10, so the basic is probably in issue 1, but still. Anyway, here's the tie down. What do you think so far? Let's move on to the princess. I'm not changing the construction, but I will move her a bit so that she's not obscured by the sword. In terms of the design, I would add ruffles because princesses tend to wear ruffled dresses. I also want to enlarge the sleeves because it looks more elegant. I can see where they're going with this because of gravity. The sleeves tend to hang down, but this pointy bit kinda looks like it can poke your eye out. I've also added some details on the tiara and drew some hearts because it's cute and wholesome. And here's the final sketch. Let's finish this by cleaning this up and adding flat colors. There we go. For the color, I'm not going to go crazy with painting, but I will try to keep the style of coloring close to the original one. With that in mind, I'll be using the cell shading method for this. However, we won't just fill in the shading with a flat color. Instead, we're going to select the area we want to shade, and using a soft round brush with an opacity of around 25, we're going to brush the selected area. This will create a gradient effect on the shading, which will add more depth to the drawing. I like to do them one color at a time, so I will select one color, copy that to a new layer, and then add the shading and repeat that until everything is shaded. Here's the finished drawing. I'll just add the title and let's have a side-by-side comparison. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, I didn't share how I added flat colors on this, but that is because I already made a video about it, which you can watch by clicking this video here.